Good morning, everyone. It's Cynthia with your daily tarot card of the day. Welcome in. Thank you so much for being here. You are very much appreciated. This week we're using the Shaman Wisdom cards. There's information about this deck in the description box below. I'm going to tune into the general collective energies for today to bring you some timeless messages. Take what resonates and leave the rest behind. I invite you to tune into your own intuition, your own inner guidance, higher self, spirit guide, so that whatever card comes up, you might receive your own personal messages and insights. I just heard stop. Oh, okay. One more shuffle and then cut. Gotcha. As you go. Dun, 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 dun. Pine. Oh, beautiful. I love evergreens. Love pine. So refreshing. Masculine, North, Mars, air. Yeah. I'm hearing something about not fighting with yourself, like in your mind, and I just heard Occam's razor. So it's like, how many times are you going to split hairs in your head? So if somebody, in one sense, I'm getting, if this resonates with any portion of the collective, if you're too much in your head and you're ruminating about something, whether it has to do with conflict resolution, whether it has to do with how to do something, how to get something, how to move forward, what's the solution, or whether it has to do with, maybe a social circle, or how you're working with other people and you're trying to figure out other people, their motivations and intentions, or this, that, the other thing. The energy that I'm getting here is to take some time to cleanse that all out, because it's putting you in a state of internal conflict, which is just going to create conflict around you in different situations, challenges, struggles, or actual conflict with others, disagreements, or something of that nature. So I'm getting this need to write it out on a journal, or even write it out on a piece of paper and then burn the piece of paper, but somehow just clearing it out of your head. I'm getting this energy of cleansing and soothing. You might also find that a walk in the forest, especially if it's got evergreens, or a walk along the shoreline, salt water, because I'm getting something about the negative ions cleansing and purifying. And pine or evergreen needles tend to do that. There's this combination of something from their sap or their leaves that has some kind of negative. I could be completely wrong in this, maybe I made it up, but I read it somewhere, so I don't think that I did. But there's something about that energy being purifying and cleansing, because there's the negative ions in the needles that actually attracts the positive ions, which are the more, can be the more dense, and helps to clear and cleanse that out. So Or if you can't get to the ocean or to an evergreen forest, aromatherapy with some pine oil might be helpful, or a salt lamp, or even the moonlight. Doesn't particularly matter what phase of the moon that you are in, but that can still be, because what's the moonlight? It's a reflection of the sunlight being the positive ions, the moonlight being the reflection is the negative ions. So there can be a lot of clearing and cleansing energy that comes from moonlight as well. Yes, there's a lot of purifying brightness with the UV that comes from, those ions. So there's something here about electromagnetic polarity as well. So if anybody knows about that, or you work with sound healing, sound bath, energy, singing bowls, something like that could be coming up, or tuning forks, or frequencies like I know certain musical composers, digital musical composers and synthesizers do certain frequencies for like your binaural beats and stuff like that. So there's something here in terms of cleansing and purifying, and it's to calm down the nervous system is kind of what I'm feeling. So if anybody's feeling like a little bit tense, overwhelmed, anxiety, or just having way too much on your head, remember to take a brain break. Remember to get, some fresh air. Remember to shift position. And then also remember that you can use some of those journaling techniques or something like that to sort of clear your head of certain thoughts, and then, burn the paper. I'm actually seeing that from another deck, the Herb Crafter's Tarot. What is it? I think it's like the equivalent of the Six of Pentacles or the Six of Earth, but it's a pine, and it shows like, no, so that one has earth, but this has air, which is where I keep getting like this nervous system. And being in the north, though, that can be very grounding. Breath work could be helpful for some of you if you're feeling stressed, right? And maybe you're looking ahead, where we're at right now, we're walking into autumn. And a lot of us could be looking ahead and saying winter, evergreens, right? North, cold air. There's that energy of what about from now to the end of the year? We've got, 3.5 months left in 2024. So no matter whether you're in the northern hemisphere or southern hemisphere, there's 3.5 months left in 2024 according to the calendars we use. So there could be something here about needing to clear things up, needing to prepare for, these next 3.5 months, assess where you're at. How is that going to walk you into the new year? A lot of businesses could be looking at like that last quarter, first quarter, goals coming up. We're in a state of transition and change. And yeah, it can be, we're constantly in a state of transition and change moment to moment. But when we feel it on these larger scales in terms of our blocks of time or segments and seasons and growth, on a larger scale, this is a time of year where we could be focused and maybe starting to get a little bit overwhelmed with some of this stuff. So this is almost like an invitation to pay attention to how you're responding to these things, especially if you've spent, I'm getting the message of, if you've spent a lot of time either throughout your life or specifically over this past year or couple of years, if you've spent a lot of time in terms of a quote unquote healing journey, whether that be spiritual or mental, emotional self-development, or healing of some nature, or even a physical healing journey, or you are by, nature a healing energy, a nurturing energy, an empath energy. If you've been, working on yourself, trying to improve yourself, your life in whatever fashion, right? And you've been making changes and stuff like that, this could be inviting you to look at how your physical body is responding to your mental emotional states. You know how when you have strong emotion or when you get like a jump scare or something like that, you can actually feel your heart pounding in your chest? Well, our heart rate can shift a lot throughout the day, and we might not always feel it like heart pounding. And yes, there's medical conditions where you can have like a palpitation of some kind for whatever reason. But I'm saying recognize the sensations in your body and what mental emotional state that your body might be responding to. So this could be bringing up like paying attention to how you physically feel when you get triggered. Whether you get triggered by another person, a situation, a circumstance, or like random useless thought crept into your head. You know what I mean? Or you were scrolling because you were looking for a specific article or person or whatever, and you knew you were looking for that, but you got that flash by of something else and it caught your attention for a moment, but you realized it was trash and you kept scrolling. But that one moment, it could have latched on like almost subconsciously to a particular trigger, and you may have started responding poorly or been stressed or whatever the case might be, right? So I'm feeling like this pine energy is really inviting us to pay attention to how our mind and emotions are influencing our bodies, really tune into how our bodies are responding to that, and especially if you've been on a healing journey. So, and if you've got a professional who's helping you with your healing journey, by all means, reach out to them and discuss something like this. The mind-body connection, and work with, whether it be, something like a journaling exercise or an affirmation exercise, or another supplemental, including in your healthcare regimen, some kind of a de-stress or something like that in order to help you. So it's almost like start now, because for whatever reason, there could be things going on in the next 3 to 3.5 months between now and, the new year, or walking into the new year, that you need to be sure that you have that self-awareness so you can keep yourself balanced and harmonized in situations that you might find triggering, right? Whether it's changes at work or finances or a holiday seasons, birthday celebrations, family, friends, or a feeling of lacking them, shifts in your community, things of that nature. There could be a lot of things going on, and this is the season where we usually reassess those things. They're telling us to pay attention to our nervous system, our stress, and of course I'm not a doctor, so consult with whatever healthcare professional specific or general, might continue to help you. Use your discernment as to what's right for you, and take personal responsibility of that. No matter who else helps you, whether you're reading Healthline or PubMed articles, or whether you are using WebMD, or whether you're going to your general practitioner, or whether you have a mental health counselor, or no matter what, or you're talking to the person who's selling you, vitamins and supplements at the grocery store or pharmacy or what have you, right? It doesn't matter who they are. They don't have the power to fix you. They can help you. They can give you tools. They can give you suggestions. They can be the professional who knows a little bit more than you do. But you decide how their information or their suggestions or their recommendations or their skills will help you. And so having that self-awareness of your own body and how your body responds. And again, I keep hearing that word trigger. So it has to do something with the mental, emotional body and the physical response in the body and the nervous system. I don't know how many of those who are listening are actually feeling this. I know the collective energy on the planet has some of these tensions and some of this, I'm getting friction sparks, right? So it's like when there's friction, there's some kind of a resistance that creates heat, and eventually, especially if they're electrically conductive, that can create sparks, electricity, heat, fire, warmth, right? Energy workers and healers, when they feel the heat in their hands, that's the energy having to flow through and meeting with a certain amount of friction and resistance. That's why they get hot hands. It's part of the process. It's just part of thermodynamics, right? In any case. So, cleansing, breathing, for whatever reason, again, the breathing exercises, the evergreen forests, ocean, salt water, salt lamps. Did I say breathing exercises 20 times already? Journaling, or writing things down and throwing it in the fire, clearing it out of your head. This is all about clearing headspace and focusing in on our body's physical responses so that we can actually start to get our body to listen to our minds. Mind over matter type of an energy, and spirit over mind over matter. You have that centered spiritual energy. You can work with your mind energy, and then when you notice that mind-body connection and you see how your body's responding to you, you can actually start to work with it. So you're putting all layers of yourself into a holistic kind of, wholly working parts instead of discordant, disconnected. I can get into alignment sometimes, but not all the time. I can get into alignment, but then I get triggered and I can't stay there. This is about connecting the circuits and seeing the relationships between the layers and how they're influencing, and then making that uttermost, purest layer of life force, divine energy, electromagnetic energy, however you want to look at it, having that be the thing that determines and processes for the other layers how this all works, in order to keep yourself clear and balanced so that you can enjoy and play and share and grow and have wonderful experiences. Wow. Thank you so much for letting me bring through this energy. Thank you, Pine. Thank you, Spirit. I wish you all peace, blessings, and a wonderful time cleaning, clearing, cleansing, and building, strengthening those self-awareness muscles, and allowing ourselves to prepare for, everything that we can see on our schedules and our day-to-day and our month-to-month, and, moving through the end of this year and into the new year, feeling empowered and feeling strong and feeling like, yeah, I can do this. And I got my peeps and I know that they can do it too. And so I don't have to worry about them. And I know that I don't have to worry about me. I just have to pay attention about me so that I can work with them. You know what I mean? And then everybody gets to move forward. And that's a wonderful thing. I don't know where all that came from, except for the fact that I love you all. And I thank you so much for being here. Again, peace and blessings.